gives me the okay. Okay. Welcome to the April 27th meeting of the Mayor and Council. The meeting will come to order at 7 p.m. This meeting is being broadcast on channels 34 and 43 and the Township's YouTube channel, Township of Fairfield, Essex. Please stand. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor, notice of this meeting is in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the laws of 1975, and has been given by posting a notice of the meeting time of the regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Township of Fairfield on the bulletin board of the municipal building and in the office of the municipal clerk, and by serving notice thereof to the Progress and Herald newspaper on December 23rd, 2025.
Please call the roll, Denise.
Councilman Cifelli.
Here.
Councilman Campisi.
Here.
Councilman LaForgia.
Here.
Council President McGlynn.
Here.
Mayor Delise.
Here. Okay, public comment on agenda items. Anyone wishing to speak to tonight's agenda, please come forward. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one coming forward, we'll close that portion. For communications tonight, the Police Department Operation Take Back this week. The department participated in DEA's National Take Back Day, where citizens were encouraged to turn in unused and unwanted prescription medication. The department collected a total of 62 pounds of these drugs. These drugs will no longer find their way into improper hands and will be destroyed. The department reminds all that they can always turn in unwanted prescription drugs at the police department 24 hours a day by placing them in the drop box in the lobby. National Police Week. In 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress, National Police Week not only pays special recognition to those law enforcement officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty for the safety and protection of others, but is also meant to honor those who continue to serve and protect our communities with dedication and courage. This year, National Police Week will be observed between May 11th and 17th. The Police Officer Unity Tour, Team Fairfield. As a reminder, 7 Fairfield police officers will be participating in the Police Unity Tour. It's a 300-mile bicycle ride from New Jersey to Washington, D.C., that honors all of the law enforcement officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice. Police Unity Tour cyclists who are members of Chapter 1 are scheduled to begin their trip from the Doubletree Hotel in Fairfield on Saturday, May 9th, with the ceremony commencing at 10:30 a.m. and departure at 11 a.m. All are encouraged to come and show their support. That's what I have for the police tonight. Now, Mr. Delgado is on his way, or? On his way, he's in Rutherford. Okay, we'll make room for him when he comes under my liaison. Okay, Council President McGlynn.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. The Volunteer Fire Department responded to 35 calls to date this month. Also, Chief Przybylski accepted a Suburban Metro Joint Insurance Fund accreditation that included a $5,000 grant for training. Our volunteer fire department is the only volunteer company in Essex County to achieve this accreditation. It involved a year-long project and countless hours updating policies and procedures, and it was spearheaded by Lieutenant James High, who is also a police officer in town. So he fulfills 2 duties for us. Also, our department participated in a structural collapse awareness class with several of their mutual aid partners. And they also attended an event at West Essex High School to recruit new members for our volunteer fire department. They also, Deputy Chief Napolitano and Deputy Fire Marshal Foti attended Career Day at Churchill School. They spent the morning showing students the equipment the fire department uses and discussed the role of firemen play in the community, and also discussed other career opportunities within the fire services. So I know you heard me mention the last meeting that the volunteer fire department is reaching out to the community. They're looking for volunteers, they're looking for people to get involved, and they're taking every step to try to do that. So again, if there's anybody interested, please reach out. They're there, willing and able to bring you on board. Okay. The DPW, they're continuing with their seasonal maintenance with the potholes and storm drain maintenance. That's ongoing, and that's my report.
Thank you, Mike. Councilman LaForgia?
Mayor, tonight, Planning Board, we have a meeting coming up next month. We have a couple of meetings scheduled for some applications, so we'll have reports on that. But under Recreation, if you could indulge me a few minutes, I'd like to go over a little bit of a recap of what goes on through the Recreation Department. And there's some questions about just scheduling and certain things that have gone on. And one of the complaints we had most recently was they were for opening day on baseball. And I'd like to say that we did try to schedule an opening day event, but it conflicted with several other activities 4 different times when they tried to schedule it. But we do have a closing day or ceremonies that we're planning on, and we'll be giving forth the date and time and activities that'll be involved with that. I mean, scheduling has always been, it gets a little difficult. This past weekend with the weather, we had 5 games that had to be rescheduled, and we got to find time and places for them. You know, obviously, when outdoor activities, that happens. But a little bit of a recap on some of the things that do go on with the department. We have 10 baseball and softball fields, and 3 soccer fields, and 1 turf field that are taken care of, scheduling, maintenance, and done through the course of the year. We have 33 baseball teams, baseball and softball, with over 370 children in the program. 25 basketball teams with 237 children in the program. 25 soccer teams with 324 children. Football and cheering, 7 football with 133 children, 7 cheering with 100 participants. Other programs that we have over there, we have at the rec building, senior meetings, adult art programs, aerobics, Pilates, line dancing, yoga, Zumba, judo, the Italian club, cheering practice, Girl Scouts, and of course, during the November, we have voting scheduled in there. We also have bocce, wrestling, field hockey, lacrosse, volleyball, track, and summer camp. And summer camp has over 350 children scheduled for the different sessions. So there's a lot that does go on there, and we ask, you know, the considerations when things don't always go to everyone's convenience, but we certainly try.
Yeah, no, it's tough enough. It's tough enough when everything goes well with all that big number of teams and scheduling. And when it doesn't go well, it's not easy. So he does a good job over there, but sometimes we hit a glitch, and
Yeah.
People have to understand a little bit.
And just to point out, our Easter egg hunt, we had exactly enough bags.
I saw
I
that.
mean, we Joe, you were
right
with
on.
us right there,
Right
to
there.
the very last young
Last
lady.
bag.
But,
I think
and
it
that
was
was over
300.
350.
Yeah.
350 bags, you know. We always have leftovers, but not this year.
Nope, we're right there.
So thank you, Mayor. That's my reports for tonight.
Okay, thanks, John. Councilman Cifelli?
Thank you, Mayor. From the Finance Office, tax and water bills are due May 1st. I'm always a great. I don't make people happy. Well, anyway, tax and water bills are due May 1st. Also remember, you must add in that supplemental tax bill for the Board of Education referendum. And nothing from OEM. That's it for me.
Okay. Councilman Campese?
Thank you, Mayor. So for Municipal Alliance, senior luncheon at Doubletree Hotel is Wednesday, May 13th at 11:30. Please contact Recreation Department to make reservations. It's always a great afternoon. Wednesday, June 3rd, Family Bingo Night, sponsored by the Knights of Columbus and the Fairfield Municipal Alliance. More information will come to the township website. And then Saturday, June 6th, we're going to have a bike rodeo at the parking lot at the library. All children are welcome. Sign up will be in Community Pass within the next few weeks. There will be all different courses for the children to ride through. The police department will also be there sponsoring the event and the Municipal Alliance. So that's all and I have no new updates for Environmental Commission.
Okay, thanks, Peter. Let's see. All right, approval of the March 23rd, 2026 regular meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Council President and Councilman who was that? Cifelli.
Council President McGlynn,
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli,
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay, introduction of ordinance 2026-10. It's an ordinance of the Township of Fairfield, Essex County, New Jersey, amending Chapter 2, Administration of the Township Code, to add a new 2-10.4 entitled 100% Disabled Veterans Tax Refund. Okay, may I have a motion to introduce?
So moved.
Councilman Campese and Councilman LaForgia.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay,
Mayor, that second reading will be on May 18th.
May 18th. Okay. All right, second reading and public hearing of ordinance 2026-07, a bond ordinance amending bond ordinance number 2010-10, finally adopted by the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield, New Jersey on September 28th, 2020. Do I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Second.
Council President and Councilman Cifelli.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Anyone wishing to speak on this ordinance, please come forward. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Campese, Councilman LaForgia.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. If there are no questions or comments, may I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-07?
So
So-
moved.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli, Council President McGlynn.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay, B, 2026-08, it's a bond ordinance amending bond ordinance number 2022-12, finally adopted by the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield, New Jersey on December 12th, 2022. May I have a motion to open to the public?
So moved.
Council President and Councilman LaForgia.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Anyone wishing to be heard on 2026-08, please come forward. State your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close 2026-08?
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Campese, Councilman Cifelli.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. May I have a motion to accept ordinance 2026-08?
So moved.
Second.
Council President and Councilman LaForgia.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay,
That motion's actually to adopt.
to adopt. Okay.
Thank you.
C, 2026-09, ordinance amending ordinance number 2019-12, finally adopted by the Township Council of the Township of Fairfield, New Jersey on June 24th, 2019. Motion to open to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Councilman Campese and Cifelli.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Anyone wishing to be heard, please come forward, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one, may I have a motion to close?
So moved.
Councilman LaForgia, Councilman Campese.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. May I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2026-09?
So moved.
Councilman Cifelli,
Second.
Councilman LaForgia, I believe.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Okay, it brings us to the consent agenda. Administration Department Resolution A, approving the Township of Fairfield right-of-way use by Pilot Fiber, New Jersey, for the installation of telecommunications facilities. Item B, authorization to purchase milk from Manhattan Bagel for the Township of Fairfield for the year 2026, not to exceed $2,500. Item C, authorization to purchase office supplies and related products from WB Mason for the year 2026. D, authorization for Brookside Garden Center and florists to provide holiday wreaths for the Township of Fairfield in the amount of $2,880. Item E, authorization for holiday illuminators to provide lighting at the Municipal Building and Recreation Center in the amount of $1,425. Item F, authorization for ReadyCare to provide medical supply boxes at the Municipal Building, DPW Garage, Parks and Recreation Garage, 2 firehouses, and the Fire Hall for the year 2026. G, authorization to hire Imani Hani as per diem temporary part-time control person, technical assistant to the construction official in the construction office effective April 28th, 2026. Emily, how do you say that, Denise?
I believe.
Imine.
Imine, oh, okay, I knew I messed that one up, okay. H, authorization to purchase 3 vehicles from the Nielsen fleet in the amount of $164,011.64. Engineering Department Resolution I, accepting a road opening bond, number 7767036108 in the amount of $1,000. J, awarding a professional service contract with Matarazzo Engineering, engineering design service for the preparation of plans and specifications for Club Road, Labita Drive, and Glenroy East resurfacing in the amount of $14,300. Item K, award of contract to SOAR Testing Laboratories for the asphalt pavement coring and testing on Sand Road in the amount of $3,000. Funding was provided by New Jersey Department of Transportation, Year 2024 Municipal Aid Program, LA 2024-MA. L, resolution endorsing a TWA permit for the Accordia at West Corwell Development located at 780 Passaic Ave and identified as Block 120, Lot 3 on the tax map of the Township of West Caldwell. Fire Department Fire Prevention Resolution M, authorization to memorialize the purchase of training for the Fire Department from Municipal Energy Services in the amount of $15,293.40. Item N, authorization to award an annual air compressor testing with Continental Fire and Safety in the amount of $2,295 for the year 2026. Item O, authorization to purchase a cargo rack system from Northeast Communications in the amount of $1,772.55 for the fire chief vehicle. Item P, authorization for New Jersey Fire Equipment to provide flow testing to SCBA units on behalf of the Fire Department in the amount of $1,411.38. Item Q, authorization for Whitmer Public Safety Group to perform repair work to MSA equipment for the fire department in the amount of $1,364.60. Item R, authorization to reimburse Mark Ruffer for EMT courses and mileage reimbursement in the amount of $808.86. Item S, authorization to purchase equipment from Spectrum Communications for Car 501 in the amount of $569.90. And item T, authorization for fire and safety to perform emergency repair maintenance work for engine number 1, ladder number 1, in the amount of $9,762.59. Police Department Resolution U, authorization for Nielsen Fleet to remove and install police equipment from vehicles number 418, 426, and 430 in the amount of $1,408.77. Item V, authorization to purchase supplies from Lifesavers in the amount of $509.70. Item W, authorization to purchase a refrigerator from FTL Appliance for the Police Department in the amount of $695. Item X, authorization to purchase an 86-inch smart TV from CDW-G for the Police Department in the amount of $2,380.65. Item Y, authorization to pay LensLock for property damage maintenance relating to the Police Department's body-worn cameras in the amount of $1,495.62 for the year 2026. Item Z, authorization to pay the New Jersey State Police Fiscal Control Bureau for user fees relating to the New Jersey State Police radio system in the amount of $6,922.50. Double A, authorization to pay Reloaders New Jersey in the amount of $600 for police department qualifications. Double B, authorization to renew an FAA certificate for the police department drone from SR Tech Consulting in the amount of $1,250. Item double C, authorization to purchase equipment from Wireless Electronics in the amount of $1,460.88. Double D, authorization for 2 police officers to attend courses provided by EMP Training in the amount of $700. Double E, authorization to renew a service maintenance contract with Interaction Insight Corporation in the amount of $4,792. Double F, authorization to purchase equipment from the Badge Company of New Jersey in the amount of $520. Double G, authorization to purchase uniforms from Turnout Uniforms for 1 police officer in the amount of $1,481.32. Public Works Resolution Double H, authorization to purchase equipment from Barnwell House of Tires in the amount of $500. Double I, authorization Deer Carcass Removal Service collect street sweeping remnants for the Township of Fairfield in the amount of $5,211. Double J, authorization for a wheel alignment place to perform outside mechanic work for a police department vehicle in the amount of $1,466. Double K, authorization for Fred's Small Engine Sales relating to Parks Maintenance lawnmower in the amount of $739. Double L, authorization to purchase equipment supplies from Granger in the amount of $601.50. Double M, authorization to purchase equipment supplies from Wayne Auto Supply in the amount of $3,156.97. Double N, authorization for Store Tractor Company to perform equipment maintenance in the amount of $1,308.77. Double O, authorization for Route 23 Auto Mall to perform outside vehicle maintenance on vehicles number 414, 422, and 430 in the amount of $1,240.67. Double P, authorization to purchase fuel from Power Place for the various equipment in the amount of $1,199.88. Double Q, authorization to purchase equipment and supplies from Capital Supply in the amount of $1,301.53. Double R, authorization for Pressure King to perform outside vehicle maintenance in the amount of $948.53. Double S, authorization to purchase supplies from Pro Stock for the Fleet Department in the amount of $4,346.22. Double T, authorization to purchase degreaser for the lift station from Industrial Chem Labs and Service in the amount of $1,214.89. W, authorization to purchase supplies from Bywise Auto Parts for vehicle number 435 in the amount of $1,227.42. Double V, authorization to purchase supplies from Werner Cadby in the amount of $3,450.89. W, authorization to purchase equipment from AGL in the amount of $1,142.37. Authorization to purchase degreaser from Gem Industrial Service in the amount of $1,564.96. Double Y, authorization to purchase equipment supplies from Jesco in the amount of $2,153.43. Double Z, authorization for Fairfield Maintenance to perform maintenance work at the River Edge Pump Station in the amount of $1,906.03. Triple A, authorization to purchase asphalt from SBI Materials in the amount of $2,675. Triple B, authorization to purchase supplies from Tilcon in the amount of $3,734.13. Triple C, authorization for All American Source Service to perform work in the amount of $5,600. Triple D, authorizing the purchase of Walker Riding Lawnmower from Fred's Small Engine for the park's maintenance in the amount of $16,764.90. Recreation Department Resolution Triple E, authorization to purchase a rotary tiller for the Parks Department from Power Place in the amount of $5,043.91. Item Triple F, authorization for King Prince to provide uniforms in the amount of $1,987. Triple G, authorization for Artistic Signs to provide sponsor signs for the baseball season in the amount of $2,160. Triple H, authorization for Window Works to reinstall the sailcloth at the recreation complex in the amount of $2,600. Triple I, authorization to purchase medical supplies from McKesson Medical Surgical Government Solutions in the amount of $1,228.95. Triple J, authorization to purchase infield clay for the recreational field from Wibco in New Jersey in the amount of $2,938.76. Triple K, authorization to purchase parts from Northeast Equipment for the Parks Department in the amount of $598.08. Triple L, authorization to enter into a contract with New Jersey Wild Geese Control for the recreational fields in the amount of $3,160. Okay, Triple M, authorization to reimburse the West Essex Junior Football League in the amount of $1,000 for league fees. Triple N, authorization to purchase equipment from BSN Sports in the amount of $697.84. Triple O, authorization for JMP Security to replace equipment at the recreation complex in the amount of $539. Triple P, authorization to purchase supplies from Site One for the Recreation Department in the amount of $2,462.31. Tax Department resolutions Triple Q through Triple R. Municipal Clerk, Resolution Triple S, authorization to purchase supplies from Positive Promotions for the Municipal Alliance on May 15, 2026, in the amount of $1,346.50. Triple T, approval of a person-to-person liquor license transfer from Velvet Restaurant and Lounge to Jan 17 Field Prime. Triple U, approval of limousine license for Class A Limo 3 vehicles, NJ Bus 8 vehicle, West Essex Car Service 1 vehicle, and America's Best Limo 5 vehicles. Triple V, authorization to renew a contract with SHI Capture Point relating to the Community Pass for the Recreation Department and Municipal Alliance in the amount of $8,162. And Triple W, authorization to renew a contract with Civic Plus for the Next Request Oprah software for the year 2026 in the amount of $9,210.94. If there are no questions or comments or corrections, may I have a motion to approve as stated?
So moved.
Second.
Council President, Councilman Campisi.
Council President McGlynn,
Aye.
Councilman Campisi.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli,
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia,
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye. Glad that's over. Chief, do you want to, can we
Rearrange the agenda.
just rearrange the agenda slightly and go back to my portion? And we have with us Harry Delgado, I believe. And go ahead, Chief, take it from here.
Thank you, Mayor. Again, I'd like to introduce Mr. Harry Delgado from the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police. He is the accreditation person in charge of accreditation. And I had
Is
requested.
that on?
It is on.
It is?
Yep.
Okay.
And I had requested that he come and speak with you to present our reaccreditation certificate. So, Mr. Delgado.
Wireless mic there.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Mayor, Council President, and Council, for allowing me to represent the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police here in recognizing the Fairfield Police Department. And I think what is really special about recognizing them this time around, because I've been here before, is that if you consider all the agencies in the state of New Jersey that would be eligible to apply for accreditation, 54% of those have actually made it once. When you consider those that made it to a reaccreditation 2 times, drops to about 32%. With those that have made it 3 times, it's about 12%. But those that actually made it 4 times, such as the Fairfield Police Department, fall into an elite group of less than 6% of all the agencies in the state of New Jersey, bar none. That's quite an accomplishment and a commitment, a long-term commitment to excellence in policing. So if you indulge me for 2 minutes, I'd like to share with you the significance of the
Absolutely.
achievement. So the Fairfield Police Department has made a commitment to adhering to best practices at the state and national level in a highly regarded statewide law enforcement accreditation program. This program, administered to the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission, has helped to transparently demonstrate the professionalism, transparency, and preparedness of state law enforcement agencies in the state's public safety system. Now, accreditation is more than a professional distinction. It is a strategic investment in organizational excellence. It positions law enforcement agencies to operate at the high levels of professionalism while enhancing public trust, reducing risk, and promoting long-term operational success. So accreditation status, this 4th reaccreditation, represents a significant professional achievement, and this prestigious status demonstrates Chief Anthony Mana's firm commitment to state and national standards and the continued expectations for quality, professional, and ethical policing at the Fairfield Police Department. So it is our opinion that the Fairfield Police Department is a highly professional and committed agency which exemplifies all the tenets of law enforcement accreditation at the state and national level. So it is indeed my honor here tonight on behalf of the New Jersey State Association of Chiefs of Police and the New Jersey Law Enforcement Commission to congratulate Chief Anthony Mana, Accreditation Manager Sergeant Thomas Myers, the members of the Fairfield Police Department, the Mayor, Council President, the Council, and those citizens that they so proudly serve for having achieved their 4th reaccreditation, joining a very, very exclusive group of law enforcement agencies that have made this long-term commitment to excellence in policing. So to all, indeed, congratulations. Let me present you with the plaque, if you don't mind. At this point, we tend to clap.
Okay.
Great job, Gary.
Gary, Tommy.
Tommy, too.
I'm gonna take a picture with Tom accepting it because I want to speak a little bit about Tom. So let me just get a quick picture of. And Mayor, I don't know if you want to come down.
Sure, sure.
That would be awesome.
No.
We can step, if we can step over here so we can seal.
Look at Gary blocking us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, sir.
Tommy, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tommy. Great job.
So what I wanted to say was, Mr. Delgado and I went to Ireland on a Chiefs training, and even though he slammed my finger in the door at the Garda Police Academy, he does not hold me or allow me to do less than what I'm required, so I do appreciate those kind words. What I do want to say is the Fairfield Police Department does stay committed to the best in policing ethics and the public trust, but doing the process is a very difficult thing, and I cannot tell you how great Sergeant Thomas Myers was at this. It was really his first time doing it. It's gotten a little easier in the sense of we can upload our files to a portal, so it's not where we have physical files, but it doesn't make finding the proofs to meet the standards any easier. So Tom, you did a great job. I just want to say I'm very proud of you. I accept it on your behalf because it was awesome, so thank you.
Well done. Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And we reiterate, obviously, that, I mean, we think we have the best police force around. Tommy did a great job. Thanks, Chief. Okay, go ahead, Joe. Approval of the bills list?
Mr. McCluskey, our Chief Financial Officer, has certified that the funds are available. I'd like to make a motion to pay the bills, with the exception of bill number 26-00637, in the amount of $10,714,534.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli?
Aye.
Councilman Campese?
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia?
Aye.
Council President McGlynn?
Aye.
Mayor Galise?
Aye.
Like a motion to pay bill number 26-00637.
Second.
Councilman Cifelli?
Aye.
Council President McGlynn?
Aye.
Councilman Campese?
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia?
Aye.
Mayor Galise?
No vote.
To anyone that wishes to look at the bills list, it is available in the clerk's office during regular business hours. And that's it for me.
Joe, let me just break in there. It's Oprahable. I would like to make a motion now to make it public, to make it available, if we're going to do it that way. I would like Denise to provide a written copy on her counter after every meeting.
Second?
Okay. So can we do that? We can make
You
a
need it on the
so we
agenda.
have a motion, we have a second, and we can vote on that otherwise it's just, we can't just, okay?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I just want
sounds
to make
good.
sure I understand the motion. You're making the motion to
Motion
have the
to
bills list copy available in the
make-
clerk's office.
Make the bills list available to the public on the counter at the clerk's office after every meeting.
Okay. And I'm sorry, who was second?
I did.
Councilman LaForgia? Okay. Mayor Galise?
Aye.
Councilman LaForgia?
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli?
Aye.
Councilman Campese?
Aye.
Council President McGlynn?
Aye.
Okay. Written communications, do we have any written communications tonight?
Mayor, it's
Yes.
not written, but I have a communication from, actually, my wife got a phone call because of her association with the library,
Right.
from a resident that was there, concerned about, DMV was there doing real licenses. And then she wanted to get hers done, and she was told that she needed an appointment, and she didn't know anything about it. And I don't know if anybody, if they were told she had to sign up, and there was no communication. I didn't see it on Community Pass or anything.
Okay.
I don't know where that would have been.
I know an email went out, correct, to all sworn officers, all employees and friends. Did it go up on a website also?
It did not go up on a website because all the appointments were taken. And I've already reached out to DMV last week, and we're setting up another date for anybody else. Prior to that, our first time, it went out to the public.
But,
We
Can I
also,
just say that there were people that were not residents that were getting appointments, that were going into the truck, getting their real IDs done, and she was told she couldn't go.
so you have to make the appointment prior. It has to be done, and the spreadsheet is sent down to DMV. So that's what I do. So, and first of all, so everybody understands, it was supposed to be done at the recreation center.
Yes.
There was a miscommunication with the people at DMV. They showed up at the library because the first time it was done at the library, they didn't look at the spreadsheet because the correct address was put on there for the recreation center. So there was a little mishap over there at the beginning. And so to move them back to the recreation center was an ordeal. So we talked to Jamie, the recreation director, library director, excuse me, and she said it was not a problem. So she had opened up the main meeting room. But we are working on another date, and so that will be taken care of for the public to register.
And that will be on the website?
We'll make
or-
sure it's on the
okay.
website, and it'll be on Channel 34.
And again, I guess it was only a half a day, so it's obviously a limited
Well, they only
number.
because we're only stay open till 1 o'clock. And so their normal appointments are from 9 a.m. to 1 o'clock. That's DMV's requirements.
Okay.
No,
that's
what
not
I'm
ours.
saying.
Yeah,
It's
yes,
only
yes.
It's a limited number, so.
Correct.
When it goes out, they gotta
It
be
goes
aware
out,
of it.
correct.
How many was it? I don't remember the first time.
How many?
Appointments?
So there's 3 appointments for every 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a good amount.
Yeah.
I believe roughly it might be 50, if, correct me, I'm not 100
No,
with the math, but,
It's convenient if you need.
oh,
it,
yeah, absolutely, and that's why we're working on it, because the first time we had it, I believe, was July, correct me, right? Yeah, so we're working on having another date, or more dates in the future for them.
But it wasn't a library or a
No.
recreation.
No.
I just
Okay,
wanted
I get it.
to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay, any unfinished business?
Yes, Mayor. I applied for and we received a park grant for $66,200. The grant was applied for, I think you gentlemen probably remember because you had to approve the grant to even apply for it, was for the renovation and the reconstruction, reconfiguration of the tennis courts. Pickleball is a big thing these days, and what we're going to do is renovate some of the cracks in the tennis court, and then take one of the tennis courts and turn them into pickleball courts so that there's more pickleball courts, but we will still, of course, have tennis courts. So that, in conjunction with our capital budget, will be able to take care of that. About a meeting ago, you asked me to look into the turf fields. I contacted Tony Pompeo, our rec director, sat down, and he gave me a list of things fields he would like to have turfed and lit. So there are 4 infields that would like to be turfed. It would be Plymouth Street, Palmieri Field, Hollywood End, and Hollywood Pool. There are lighting of 3 more fields. That would be Plymouth Street, Hollywood End, and Hollywood Pool, because as we all know, Palmieri is lit. The turfing of Van Dessel, so that there are 2 soccer fields there and a girls' softball field. And that would take care of the turfing and the lights. Since this list came, I asked Tony to make an appointment with Musco, and Tony and I have met Musco out at the site. They are putting together numbers for us, and we have also met with 2 turf companies to get pricing on the infield turf. The Van Dessel track with the 2 large fields and the lighting over there is a little more involved. Of course, we're gonna need our professionals to get involved, our engineers, our architects, because when we did the park before, we had an LOI, a letter of interpretation, and for the general public, a letter of interpretation gives us the wetland boundaries, the transition areas,
kind of tells you where you can place these items within the DEP regulations. So we're going to need to proceed forward with that. Hopefully, you did pass the ordinance tonight. I'll have a cost for that, but it's probably around $15,000. They have to come out, they have to survey. It's a process. Once we have it, it's good for 5 years. Of course, we don't want to wait 5 years. We want to move these things along. But unfortunately, that DEP permit ran out, so we have to get it again. Any questions on any of that at this point?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. New business. That brings us public comment session. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard, please come forward. State your name and address for the record.
Good evening, all. Dayton Pierce, 17 Fox Hill Road. I just want to thank you guys on behalf of my client, Accordi Realty, business in town and taxpayer in town, for the TWA approval, and on behalf of my firm, SoCo Construction, integral DEP project as well, so integral in getting us started. So I just wanted to extend my gratitude to the board, Department of Engineering, all the folks at Two Bridges that worked so hard to make this happen. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming in and taking the time.
Thanks, Dane.
Okay.
Mayor, if I may?
Sure.
So, after the last meeting, I received numerous calls about both the meeting and an interpreted commentary about that meeting from the Fairfield Republican Club, a newly formed club in town, which I will refer to as I go along as the club. Since after reading the club's interpreted commentary and simplified summary, which in my opinion was written in such a way as to portray a certain perception, I feel the need to set the record straight. On the consent agenda, there was a proposed resolution, item B, for a new procedure for purchasing. The reason this proposed resolution was brought forward was twofold. First and foremost, to give the township the ability to operate more efficiently because of the current 30-day approval process, which then, after the approval, would generate a purchase order. The purchase order is then sent to the vendor and the good or service can be ordered. However, there is now an additional amount of waiting time to receive the good and service, which could take up to another 2 weeks or more. The government's sole purpose, in my opinion, is to provide services to the township and its residents, and as such should deliver those services, whatever they may be, in a timely, cost-effective, and efficient manner. In other words, it should be run like a business. To give some background, there's an overall budget that is approved and passed on by the governing body, which includes allocated amounts, appropriations to each respective department. The purpose of having an approved budget in place, along with an extensive internal control policy that includes 4 approvals, a department head, a qualified purchasing agent, a chief financial officer, and a township administrator, before any purchase order can be sent out to a vendor, is to ensure that accountability, along with checks and balances, are fully enforced, as has always been the case. There are competent, experienced individuals who are employed for that purpose, among others. Secondly, our township auditor, when performing the annual audit, had informed us that since the township has hired a qualified purchasing agent, the state of New Jersey has a procurement process that allows municipalities to forego resolutions for purchases and contracts under $17,500. This would eliminate the excessive amount of time needed to procure contracts, goods, and services. The state local public contracts law and its parameters were enacted primarily for that reason, to lessen the burden on the government approval process and streamline the purchasing process to minimize these unnecessary delays. The changes that were proposed were in full compliance with both local public contracts law and the Election Transparency Act. In fact, it was my recommendation that even though the law allows for contracts under $17,500 to be approved without governing body approval, I believe that only goods and services should fall within this threshold, and all contracts should still be approved by the governing body. Let me explain the procedure for proposed resolutions on a consent agenda, since the club had that wrong as well. All the resolutions on the consent agenda are just that, proposed. They are all first read by the mayor, and then he would ask, after reading the entire consent agenda, like this evening, if there are any questions or comments about any of the items. If not, there would be a motion for approval or denial, and then a vote would follow. If there are comments and questions, they are addressed. Once that is complete, then the resolution is either voted in the affirmative with the others or moved out of the consent agenda and voted on separately. The club's interpreted comment is that the mayor and administrator introduced this proposed resolution, item B. Nothing is further from the truth. The administrator does not have the legal ability to introduce anything or vote on anything on the governing body agenda. All items on the agenda are introduced by the members of the governing body, followed by a second to the motion, and then a vote. Then the club's interpreted commentary stated that Councilman Campisi had sent an email to the mayor and administrator about this proposed resolution violating an ordinance and that he never received a response. I have searched my emails, including the junk folder, and have not found any correspondence from Councilman Campisi about this proposed resolution. Upon looking into it, it was discovered that the email in question was sent to Councilman Cifelli and the mayor, and not the administrator, so of course the councilman would have not received a response from me. The club's interpreted comment stated that the administrator had incorrectly stated that the bills list was on the website. That is true, as I had thought the posting of the bills list was a part of our best practices, but I was informed that it is not, and that it is also not legally required. What the club failed to comment on was that I immediately apologized. That was also not, what was also not in the club's interpreted commentary was that a member of the governing body had stated that only people that see the bills list are the administrator, the chief financial officer, and Councilman Cifelli, the finance liaison. That is incorrect also. A bills list has always been an attachment to every agenda when bills are to be paid. After all, if each member of the governing body did not get a bills list, how would they know what they were voting on? The club's interpreted commentary also states that one thing became very clear. Several council members were not willing to trade efficiency for transparency when it comes to informing residents. However, there were suggestions made during that meeting on how to keep both transparency and efficiency. The club's interpreted commentary then goes on to state that Councilman Cifelli, Councilman Campisi, and Council President McGlynn all voted in capitals no, standing firm on the importance of transparency for Fairfield residents. My question is, if they were so adamant about transparency, why did it take so long to get a motion? Why didn't they immediately make a motion to deny? Why didn't they table it for further discussion at another meeting? Maybe, and just my opinion, because it creates greater sensationalism for the club's interpreted commentary. The club's next interpreted commentary was about an amendment to a bond ordinance entitled Hollywood Avenue Park Phase 2 that was adopted on June 24th, 2019 for $2,250,000 for renovations. Interpreted commentary states, it initially appeared the ordinance involved up to $2.2 million. It was revealed that approximately $175,000 remains from a 2019 Phase 2 project. The funds from the original bond ordinance in 2019, were spent on renovations to Hollywood Avenue Park. The funds paid for all the improvements made behind the recreation building, bocce courts, rear plaza gathering areas, new children's playground equipment, sunshades, expanding the parking lot behind the library, relocating the basketball courts over to that area, just to name some of the projects. How could there possibly be $2.2 million left after paying for all that? The club's interpreted commentary then goes on to state that there is no conceptual plan for how those funds will be used. Let me explain to you what the amendment said. The proposed amended bond ordinance clearly states that the original bond ordinance is hereby amended by inserting, after the final phrase in the original ordinance, the following new phrase, and preparation of plans to install several turf fields. The insertion of the wording, and preparation of plans to install several turf fields, leaves nothing to interpretation. There are no plans, and this will be the funding used to pay for the preparation of the plans. The club's interpreted commentary also states, bottom line, transparency and accountability remain a priority, and this council made it clear that they intend to keep it that way. In my position as administrator, one of my many responsibilities is to identify areas where improvements can be made so that municipal services can be delivered efficiently and in the most cost-effective way. Anyone that knows me knows that from being your township councilman for 3 years, your township mayor for 14 years, to my current role as township administrator for the past 3 years, I have always put Fairfield and the taxpayer first. The mindset has not changed one bit under Mayor Galise and his administration. I would never have thought advocating for a more efficient way of operating and servicing the public within state guidelines and the law would somehow change a mindset of transparency and accountability, since this has always been a top priority of mine, as is also that of Mayor Galise. The club posted a flyer entitled, Fairfield Council Recap Council Meeting Explained, exclamation point. On the flyer it states, council meetings and agendas often use terms and codes that are confusing. We break it down so you don't have to. We review agendas. We decode terms, codes, and ordinances. We explain the impact. What each item actually means for Fairfield residents. We highlight key issues so you know what's being decided and why it matters. We keep you in the know because transparency and accountability should be simple. I have a few questions. Who is we? Is we credible? Why is there no name associated with the club's interpreted commentary and simplified summary? Why would the club need to interpret anything, especially when anyone can watch any meeting on YouTube at any time and draw their own conclusions? After all, if anyone has a question or doesn't understand something, why wouldn't they reach out to one of the elected officials? Isn't that part of their role? Why not call town hall? Isn't it better to get the facts directly from the source instead of relying on any type of interpretation? After all, the club's interpreted commentary and simplified summary did not even get the next governing body meeting date right, as it was printed right on the agenda that we says they are reviewing for you. Now, just to be fair, the club flyer does state this recap reflects our interpretation of the meeting and is intended to provide a simplified summary for the community. For full context, please refer to the official meeting recording. That sounds like a legal disclaimer to me. In my opinion, it seems to me the club's interpretation is just that, the club's interpretation, which is no different than an opinion, and may be biased for one reason or another. Only time will tell. What I do know from the calls I received was that the consensus was that it was a disgraceful embarrassment to our community and a black eye for Fairfield. Let's all hope that Fairfield, our beautiful community's good name and image, does not become collateral damage for whatever the club's purpose may be. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, are you done, Jim?
I am done.
Okay, well, I'm gonna step in here now a little bit.
Okay, sure.
All right, when we talked about that resolution, okay, we never said, and I'm talking about myself, Joe, okay, or Peter, we never said that we didn't see it. The whole point was that the way the resolution was being put forth, that all these items that would have been eliminated under 17.5 on the consent agenda, we would see it, but the public wouldn't see it.
Correct, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, so that's all I'm saying.
I'm
That was
comment-
the only point we made.
Mike, I got the point loud and clear. That's not what I'm commenting on this new club commentary because they don't tell the whole story. They're supposed to be decoding, and I want to give people the whole story of how these things happen, how we do resolutions, how they come forth, and that's the only reason. It's nothing personal with any of the gentlemen up here. This is about this club and the we's and no names. And it's interpretation. That's what it is.
Well, the only thing I'll say about the club itself, I didn't read, all the things you're talking about, but they put the meeting, okay, so the people could view it if they had missed it that night.
That's great. It's,
So
anybody
what
can
I'm
do it.
saying is that I think they were trying to be transparent themselves by letting people see it and come to their own conclusions.
Well, then,
But to your point, Michael, you could always go on YouTube and look at it.
I'm saying they put it out to the public so they would
I
do it.
understand, but to you're saying if you
And-
missed it on the Monday
Yeah.
night, it's always there on YouTube.
Right.
You could go back to
Well,
anyone.
I'm gonna talk a little bit about the Republican Club, okay, of which, okay, you have a group of people in town, put that together, okay? I think they have over 300 members right now, from what I know, okay, and have seen, okay? They come from every walk of life in Fairfield. They're registered Republicans, okay? And they're people that want to be involved in our community, and they want to be informed, period. Now, going back to when, you know, I can think of earlier campaigns and stuff that I was involved in, those were things that I talked about that I felt that we did. At one time, you used to have a Republican club in Fairfield.
yes,
It
many,
went by,
many
the
years
right,
ago.
and it went by the wayside,
Mhm.
okay? So they're just getting themselves started, but I look at it as a good thing. Anytime you have people in this community that are willing to give their time and effort, okay, to be involved in the community, I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at that as a good thing. And by their numbers and the way they're starting to grow, I would say that it's going to be a very positive thing, okay, for our community, okay, at a lot of different levels. But give them a chance.
Mike, I hope that it is a positive thing for our community. That's what I had just stated. But I don't want anybody to be bamboozled either, thinking they're joining a Republican club, because what's being printed and put out there is not positive.
And we are, don't forget, we are all Republicans.
Absolutely.
So when you take a shot at Republicans, I don't know how good the Republican club and how unbiased it could be. So
Well,
if
what's
they're,
a shot? If you're
they're-
talking about being transparent, that's a shot?
we're always transparent, and it's just a matter of how, I mean,
Right.
it's interpretation. You could see that just
Right.
from reading. And you said you didn't read it, so I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. But if you read it, I think you'll see that.
Right.
Yeah, maybe, Mike, you should just take a good look at it and read it, because it's definitely not a simplified, well, it is a simplified summary. It left out a lot of stuff.
It's a
And
critique.
and it's you know, it's not, in my opinion, it's not healthy for the community, and I've gotten calls about it. So I just hope that people who are involved, I hope that it is what it is, Mike. I really do. I hope we don't have to keep peeling back the onion to find out what it really is all about, because that first article, it's not a good start. You could call it, they got off to a bad start.
Well, I'm
Anybody,
not saying
anybody
they got,
that read
I'm
it.
not saying they got off to a bad start. I'm saying they're just starting.
No,
That's what I'm
Okay, so
saying.
if you're just starting something, I would think that you want to dot your i's and cross your t's and make sure you got everything right. Maybe run it by somebody, maybe run it by you.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm sure they're doing that,
Well,
okay?
apparently not.
Right.
Because they would have never printed that. And in fact, I had somebody come into my office who is part of that group, who said, I did not write that, and I don't want anyone to think I had anything to do with it, okay? So that's the own group. Then I understand people have already resigned because of this. All I'm saying is, it has nothing to do with anyone up here. So I don't want anybody to get upset. We were all part of my administration.
Right.
Things were beautiful. Bill's administration, things are great. But this, to me, is a slap in the face to Fairfield. And we're gonna tarnish the image of Fairfield. And it's been a long time since we've gotten to the level we're at. Look where the home values are. Look at our recreation facilities. These things didn't happen overnight. This was planning and hard work by all of us.
Right.
By all of
Absolutely.
us. I'm not gonna take credit because I sat in that chair, by all of us. And all I wanna make sure is, because I live here, just like you, just like your children, just like my grandchildren, I wanna make sure that Fairfield remains Fairfield and doesn't get involved in some other purpose that, I don't know, I can kind of read through this, Mike, and that's why I felt the need to set the record straight. Again, nothing with you guys because you're not part of it. You're not, I don't know if you're members or not. I don't know. But I know I'm not, and I don't think the mayor is, and I don't think we were even asked
wasn't
to be
told about
part
it.
of it,
wasn't-
which I
and
find
For
odd
the
too.
record, I wasn't even told about it.
Yeah, no, I
As-
wasn't
as a
either.
Councilman,
Right.
I was not even told about it.
Well, you would think if this was a Republican Party, and a Republican club rather, you would ask the head of the Republican Party.
As the head of the Republican club, as the Republican Party in this town, I was never approached, never even told about the club. To this day, I haven't been by any of the principals. So that does seem strange
Yeah.
when you think it's for everybody, Mike, and the head of the Republican
Well, I would
party.
say when you put something online and you put it out to everybody, that's what it is. It's
Michael, not
online
everybody's on Facebook.
and it's.
It was
and
all
it's-
Not
formed.
everybody's on
and it's
Facebook
there.
and all
The,
that
the
other
problem
stuff.
was, you're right, if it's online and it's all there, but it's late in the coming. If you're forming a club, if you're setting it up, and, you know, I wasn't even informed of it at the base level, then I find that odd.
All right.
Anyone wishing from the public to be heard? If not, we'll close that portion. The next meeting of the mayor and council will be May 18th, 2026, at 7 PM in these council chambers. We're going into
Executive.
executive tonight.
Whereas Section 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act and JSA 10:4-12B1-9 permits exclusion of the public from a meeting of the mayor and council in certain circumstances. And whereas the mayor and council of the Township of Fairfield are of the opinion that such circumstances exist, now therefore be resolved by the mayor and council of the Township of Fairfield, County of Essex, State of New Jersey, the public shall be excluded from discussion of any action on the closed session of the mayor and council of April 27th, 2026. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed in executive session.
Personnel,
Mayor, could you add litigation? I have something else.
litigation, okay.
It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter will be made public as soon thereafter it is deemed in the public interest to do so. This resolution shall take effect immediately.
Motion to go into executive?
Second.
Councilman LaForgia.
Aye.
Councilman Campese.
Aye.
Councilman Cifelli.
Aye.
Council President McGlynn.
Aye.
Mayor Galise.
Aye.